Still got it, never gonna lose it. Welcome back to this first in a very long time episode of 87 Days, the complete reenactment of all I did out on History Channel's Alone Show Season 3, but as if I did it here in Maine. This is the shelter I built after I came back for that series. You can check out the link in the description below for this building project and all the other stuff I did, as showing you how I would do it if I was here in Maine for that 87 days that I survived alone in Patagonia. And our show is actually brought to you today, specially by History Channel's Alone Show Season 7.
On the season finale of Alone,
I'm just way too cold to spend more time out there.
3 people remain.
I'm worried that it might be frostbite.
Who will last 100 days
It's gonna be deadly cold tonight.
and win the $1 million prize.
We're running out of options here pretty fast.
Don't miss Alone, the $1 Million Challenge. Season finale, Thursday, August 20th at 8, right here on History.
$1 Million Challenge. And we have a very special guest.
Is it time?
Not yet.
Should I
Hold your horses. I You'll mean, I be just on thought when if it's they time. knew After that I was here, they might stick around to like actually watch. I'm gonna get the
Okay.
coffee going.
All right.
I mean, they've already seen you Just make coffee and start fires a million times. I like that. Thought it would be more special that like I'm here. Just
What was my cue again?
get back in there. I'll just wait until you call me out then, okay? Okay, so he spoiled it. It's me, after I won Alone 3.5 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. So we're gonna interview old me, but first, we're gonna make some fire, roast some coffee actually, make some really fresh coffee, and get this party started. Let's do it. Still 3 zombie fish from when we did the Wilderness Living Challenge over a year ago. They're well preserved now. Saw and axe are still in good shape. Roof has been holding up. Still wicked solid. Right on. But this is what we want right here. Let's make some coffee. is gonna be good.
Is it time?
Oh.
It better be time. I could
Yeah.
smell that coffee.
I'm not staying in there any longer. Yeah, you can come out now. Here, have a seat. Oh, thank you very much. All right, we are talking about Alone Season 7, the crazy Arctic $1 million challenge. What do you think about that?
$1 million. I only got $500,000. That's not fair.
Yeah, $1 million would have been nice. Hey, maybe when we get to go out on All-Stars, you feel like doing some All-Stars?
No.
I remember that. Did not feel like going again right after it was over. But as time went on, I started having fond memories of it, and now I've done, 2 30-day survival challenges, a couple 7-day survival challenges. I mean, it's what I do full time now. It's just, you know, having adventures, a couple bigger ones a year and a couple smaller ones. Well, I thought I was going out sooner this year for All-Stars. I thought they would, you know, sooner than later they were going to do it, but, you know, COVID. You did okay with the fishing out there for 87 days.
63 fish and 2 birds.
I've learned so much more since then now.
Oh, yeah, you think so.
But we're not talking about us and necessarily what we did. We're talking about the guys that are out there on the $1 million challenge.
Yep.
Do you think you could make it? Could have made it from 87 to 100 days. I mean, that's I think I could have made it technically. That is a long time.
Yeah, it's a very long time.
Mentally, could you have made it? Mentally.
Oh, mentally, yeah,
You
I
know?
was okay. I mean, I was ready for it to be over when it was over, but like, I was.
I mean, it's harder for me to think back on it the way you think about it, because now I had such, within like 6 months, that travel and adventure bug kind of bit me, and I was like, and so that's where 30-day survival challenge came from, and doing that in Texas and stuff.
That sounds like fun. I can't wait to do that.
But 100 days for $1 million, it's like that almost changes the whole mental game.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. I mean, that feels like a real game changer. You know, not like, you know, $500,000's nice, but you know that the government gets a third of that, and once they get their claws into it, it's like, it's not going to last forever, you know, and it's like, but $1 million feels like it could last forever, even though in reality, I mean, that can go pretty quick, I imagine. You know, I mean, look at you.
I suppose.
How much do you still have left?
We don't need to talk about that. We're talking about the $1 million challenge, people, and what they're doing out there. You know, like, how about that ice fishing?
Yeah.
You know, up to this point, though, on the show, I think they've actually had it easier. Up to this point, it's been cold, but it hasn't been miserable. It hasn't been rainy. They're able to get down to the water and fish without freezing their hands completely off. You can warm up from the cold if it's not too cold, but you can't cool down from the hot if it's too hot. And that makes for like impossible to sleep. Whereas if you're bundled in your sleeping bag, you can sleep so well. And up until just recently too, their fish have been there. They've been able to catch fish because in the fall time, that water column turns over to the top of the lake. So those lake trout, which in most situations you would never find up close, they shouldn't be able to. Around here, I don't think there's any time of year you'd be gill netting lake trout at the surface and at the edge of a lake like that. That is just, they're just so blessed that way. Now they're really turning the corner on the season, and the conditions are finally becoming truly Arctic with the snow. And if they can get on those fish through the ice, that's going to mean that whoever's operating that ice and catching those fish can stay there, and they'll have the nutrients and the calories they need. I mean, I made it 87 days on 63 trout, just under a pound, and then you know, maybe a pound and a half, you know, 5 or 6 of them. And these guys are bringing in 5 pound plus fish every single time they bring in a fish. I mean, that's probably even on the light side of it. I mean, some of those look like they were a good 7 pounds. You might think that you could survive off of like a giant pile of meat from big game. If you're going to be surviving off just meat, you need like 80% calories from fat to maintain your fighting body weight. I've done 30 days in Texas and 30 days in Canada, and in Canada we didn't have the fat and the raccoons
that we had in Texas, and in both situations I was losing almost a pound a day. In 30 days I lost 25 pounds each time. In Texas we had like several raccoons. I was eating so much fat and I was still losing that amount of weight, and I felt good though the entire time. In Canada I felt weak and lethargic and was always struggling with that because of surviving off of just fish and protein. Even the big game, if it's a dry game, which he keeps mentioning, I don't want to give too much away because you really need to watch it. I mean, this is the most epic hunt I think I've ever seen. I can't stress enough how much you need to watch the show. It is so interesting this season, the way things have been panning out. Also, the season before this, they managed to get some big game, and I've talked to the winner of season 6, and we're actually talking possibly of doing a 30-day survival challenge in Siberia. Hopefully we can nail that down. And the problem with being out there and having all this lean protein for food, and that's all you have, unlike people, the natives that have lived out there for generations, is they had the earlier seasons to cultivate and be able to have corn and plant things and grow things, or if they're completely living off the land, which was very rare, they would have berries to pick. The sugars are what you need to be able to replace the fats in your bodies. That's why bears, which are one of the fattiest things, I spent 7 days living off bear fat and bear meat up in Canada with the WOODSMEN and still lost a pound a day. Without the sugars and the carbs to get you to replenish the body fat into your fat. And like my favorite food, the pizza.
I'm skinny.
You just wait. In 3 years, you gain a lot of it back. But there was a reason for that. I had a new adventure that I was planning on. Once again, COVID ruined that. And so we'll be back to being skinny before too long.
I lost so much weight that even my cheeks are thinner. Wild in Patagonia.
I think I can speak for the both of us. You won't agree with me just yet, but I would love to go out and do it again, and I can't wait for a chance to go out on All-Stars, and I'd love it if they kept the prize money at $1 million, but even if they didn't, I think I would still go and do it again, because the opportunities and the adventure is so amazing. And if you can't go and do it, at least you can watch it and you can see that adventure. Alone Season 7, check it out. You can find it on Amazon Prime, you can find it on History Channel.
On the season finale of Alone,
I'm just way too cold to spend more time out there.
3 people remain.
I'm worried that it might be frostbite.
Who will last 100 days
It's gonna be deadly cold tonight.
and win the $1 million prize?
We're running out of options here pretty fast.
Don't miss Alone, the $1 million challenge. Season finale, Thursday, August 20th at 8.
There isn't any other shows like this on TV. So thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. We will see you guys in the next one. Fowler's out. No. Oh, definitely. You've been out there too long. Yeah. You'll change your mind about that. No. Yeah. No. But, I mean, yeah.